Hi folks, welcome back to the 8 Regents tournament. So we have game 2 of Baratheon against Targaryen, and today we'll be watching Stephen Patane playing against Palpa from the Targaryen team. And the game has just started. So let's have a look at what we have. We have Palpa playing White Book, so some new possibilities there with the recent releases. And we have Stephen playing Battle of the Trident. So this should be a good one. Yeah, Khal Drogo at the start. So that's what I was afraid of, the high military pressure. This tough to withstand. But no economy, and we have Stephen starting with a couple of characters here. And going for the plot that reduces the cost of armies and strongholds. And letting Palpa go first here, even though he has that Khal Drogo. So maybe a milk here would be a very nice draw. Yeah, 6 gold, any kind of Plaza of Pride here would be annoying, or any other stand. And yeah, they always get it on setup. The Targaryen decks never seen deck not play this immediately. And we have Beggar King on Khal Drogo, okay. Brown Man Plum, so needs to keep that gold, otherwise he sacrifices himself. And also Sir Rolly Duckfield, who of course can save Khal Drogo if he gets killed. No Morghulis obviously in this deck. And we have Storm's End for Stephen, which is a very crucial card here. It will stop one of the military challenges from going through. I think changing it to power, where it hurts much less, and that makes it easier to withstand that claim. Let's hope nothing happens to this location. Poor fellows, okay. So we have some characters that can trigger the agenda. And still there is gold left. For Fury, okay, so if Khal Drogo takes his renown, I think he's the only character with renown that can be taken away in the power challenge. Okay, that could be difficult to achieve, we'll see. And okay, so there is also the agenda. No king, oh there is a king, of course this gives the king trait, so it can stand any Kingsguard characters, which means currently it's just Sir Rolly himself. And Stephen losing Core Robert, which is not nice. Yeah, so one of them can be defended by 5 here in theory, but it's risky if there is a strength increase. Let's see what Stephen does. He might, yeah, he might just lose a character here and then change the next one to power. which will stop the red keep unless he fully defends it, of course. But yeah, 2 standing characters, so he could do another power challenge after that. But okay, he doesn't bother because he figures he would be losing a bunch of power here by doing that on the counter attack, and of course wants to stop the agenda as well. Well, Holy 100 can assault the plaza. No, nothing, okay. So Palpa wins dominance. And yeah, he's not going to risk the red keep, so he takes the 2 cards. I'm sure one of the power challenges would have been defended even with Storms and Trigger. And now the thing that worries me, of course, is political disaster. So let's find some more dupes. Dupe for Storm's End would be nice. Okay, white swords, that's free economy, can put a character into play, and we have Parley on the other side. Now that currently there are no intrigue icons on Steven's side, but I think that's going to choose military. Yeah, better safe than sorry. So that shuts off Khal Drogo and his nonsense for 1 round. And Knight of Flowers comes into play. And we have something big. We have Stannis, which is as good as anything. Okay, Dragon Egg. That gives him insight. So if he participates in multiple challenges, which he could do with the agenda, he's going to refill the cards for that plaza. Now Wildfire Assault usually is in the Trident decks, and slightly exposed to that now is Palpa, I think. And let's have a look. So Stannis would have Intimidate at the moment. So for instance, if he attacked with Holy 100 and yeah, assaulted the Plaza of Pride, he could kneel some characters, but what can he do? There's so many of them. And you can't swap out of this plot with the agenda either, because then military challenges could be initiated. Fury works on defense too. So I think this one can't really be defended. He's over reserve anyway, so doesn't need to worry about the red keep. And then Intrigue is not going to work for Palpa really. Yeah, he goes for it anyway, but that's now going to be swapped into power and Fury will do the trigger on defense. Yeah. And a card for Stannis as well, which might prove useful at some point. Okay, 4-1, definitely Palpa dominating the board state, and even with Wildfire Assault, it's tricky. Khal Drogo, Rolly and Knight of Flowers, for instance, against Stannis and the two little armies. Although who knows, maybe Steven could go first, flip into Marched with the agenda, something like that. Has Intimidate as well. And there we are, so he wins initiative against the Mad King's command. Now that's guaranteed to bring it down to 3-3. And he would have Assault and Intimidate on the board. Can use the economy this round and then he has to lose it if he wants to do that. Which is slightly unfortunate, and yeah, we see Beggar King grabbing some more gold. Controls the king, yeah, that rarely happens, but on this occasion stops the Beggar King slightly, only 4 gold, so okay. Things looking a bit more promising. Now let's see if something useful comes in. Maybe an attachment as well. That can always be protected. Oh, nice, nice, nice stand for Stannis. And he did kill the neutral character, keeping the reducer instead, so he'll be bringing a more useful body. King's Hunting Party, which currently has an intrigue icon and plenty of strength. Now, of course, Palpa could decide not to keep the Beggar King with the agenda in theory, although Steven could decide to keep it in play. You can choose your opponent's cards with this. Now dupes are not nice. Stops Palpa worrying about military claim, unfortunately. But he should be intimidated and there should be assault on the Plaza of Pride here. And he does keep the Beggar King in play. Fortunately, some cards going to waste. However, not too bad. He has the draw from Stannis. And Red Keep could potentially draw, although we'll see if Palpa tries to deny that. And of course he can flip into something else with the agenda if he likes. Now I don't know what that could be. Any kind of march or something like that would be dangerous, and I think currently might need to leave that Storm's End for defense, because he can't really absorb 2 military challenges. Stannis and the army can do this one to intimidate something, trigger Fury, and Stannis stands Could flip into siege preparations at some point. I think he would need the power challenge, yeah. Also reinforcements, is there anything? There is brave companions. No real reason to keep the wildfire. It's not doing anything. But okay, can't think of anything here, obviously. And he is strong enough to win another challenge, but it's dangerous. So Stannis alone attacks, and if this is not defended, he intimidates. Khal Drogo and then Rolly would not be strong enough to beat the hunting party without knowing, of course, what is in hand. So he's going for power again, because that's where Stannis, of course, gets additional draw. And adds King's Hunting Party with the event, which means that he can trigger the agenda now, because an army is attacking. And intimidate on Rolly also is possible. Yes, taking control of this. Still nothing done with the agenda, and now this is now dangerous, needing the only other icon. Keep worrying about stuff in hand. Okay, discarding his there, thinking maybe it's Missandei getting discarded or something like that, but yeah, 3 gold left, so must not be anything really that useful. And wow. Okay, heads on spikes, hitting Sir Jaime. That's going to hurt. That brings him up to 10. Leaves Palpa with just the 1 card, well protected, of course, so he could play Morghulis efficiently. And nothing to strike back here, so he draws, which brings his economy down some more, but gives him options to recover. And Steven has refilled his hand from the initial 3 back to 6, and he's played 1 card in the meantime, so basically drew 4 cards here. And now we have claim 2 on both sides, and Palpa wins the initiative. Unfortunately, I think Steven could have pushed on for the win here, but now yeah, I think Storm's End will need to stop one of the militaries, and I just hope Steven has enough. He has 6 gold here, he has enough to put some stuff on. Let his character survive. There is no intimidate, there is some stand. Traitor to the crown on characters here. Then you trigger Storm's End to make them lose the challenge. That would be nice. Yeah. Okay. Robert is strong. Still worried about the claim, but we do have milk. Now that's going on Drogo, surely. Has it been played? I don't see. Oh, it goes on Sir Bryce now. Is that risky or what? Let's see. So 17 potentially in the military challenge. Not enough, but he can do 2 of them. That's risky. Then Storm's End could be used on defense still. I would have milled Drogo here just to be safe. Let's see if Palpa has top decked anything of use that he might still have in hand. Yeah, if he does a military that can be swapped with Storm's End, it can even be one on defense, gains some renown as well for Steven, and then you could potentially do the other military if there's something still left standing, and it would be Claim 2, but Robert and Stannis survive. And Stannis would still be standing from the Lightbringer, but yeah, haven't done all the calculations. This would take a while to see if there is a way out. Definitely Storm's End is extremely useful against Targaryen decks that want to kill off the board. Underplayed still, in my opinion. I've played it in the World Championship in the summer deck, and I've seen it a few times, but even in this 8 Regents event, it's not seen that much play with most of the agendas. Yeah, maybe. I certainly think it's pretty strong. One of the better ones in my opinion and in my experience, but the one I see played the most, obviously recently, it's been Pike. I think Casterly Rock definitely does some work as well. And I don't think there's any really bad ones, all are pretty playable, so might still take a while for players to figure it out. And Palpa concedes. Yeah, it was looking decent at one point, but that Mad King's command didn't work in his favor. He lost initiative and got intimidated, and then had some spikes on Jaime. Was really nasty there. So, okay, that's one for Baratheon. As you can see, Peter lost in the first one, and now with Steven winning, that ties the game, or the match I should say, to 1 apiece. And we have 3 more games coming up today, hoping to stream those live. So thanks for joining me this time, and see you next time.